Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun. Let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's go. Okay, so Marsha here is saying that it's in Stormy's culture to call him the B word. That's offensive because you know he's trying to be funny and condescending, right? So that's why you get that from Stormy. Although I don't think Stormy should do that, right? I think she should let Courtney handle that. But Marsha is being Marsha, right? And then for Tisha to say Stormy is cool as long as you don't call her out on her stuff. Are you talking about Stormy, Tisha, or are you talking about yourself? Marsha said he's losing associates and finding peace. Really? I hope so. And you know when Tisha gets that high pitched, it is what it is. You already know that she feels some type of way. So now she's lost Stormy as a friend. Here we go. Y'all, I am really done with the fight for Kimmy. I'm done. I'm only now just talking about what's on this television. Because if we are trying to fight for her, knowing what she's gone through, knowing what she's trying to come back from, and she's still trying to make sure this man's appetite is full, and he still thinks it's a mental thing, and she's a nurse and she knows better, I'm just going to review the show. Did Kimmy not hear herself talking about everything that she's had to go through with this breast cancer diagnosis? Right? And she's still sitting here worried about trying to have bang bang 2 or 3 times a day. Maurice, are you working? Like, for real, are you working? Because how can you do that? Well, maybe you can't do it. But if you don't have a diagnosis and if you don't have the libido, that can be difficult. And it's not a mental thing. And I'm tired of this libido conversation. Like, when is this storyline going to be over? Maurice sounds so stupid. You should go to the production and ask them to delete this tape and delete this episode or your part, that we never see this again. You sound so ignorant at this moment. The fact that you could really think that this is a mental thing. I said I was just going to watch the show. Let me just watch the show. Kimmy, he is insensitive to your needs. The fact that you need to heal and have time for your body to come back. The answer would have been yes. The fact that Maurice, on this show, whenever this was recorded, saying that at this moment, he just got why she asked him to do things. Because as being a single parent, you have to do everything. And now that she's married, she can pass some of that off and take some of that load off of her because she has a partner. The fact that he did not get that, he's just selfish and insensitive and a Neanderthal. So the Fletchers have invited everyone out to this cowboy restaurant theme situation, right? So we know the Houston trip is on the way. I couldn't, with Tisha coming in trying to hug Stormy. I get Stormy. Don't come over here being fake with me. Just wave like your husband did and leave me alone. It's always Mel's face for me when Martell walks in the room. Like, always. I love Nell. She is little and loud, and she says she's not taking no for an answer. Everybody's coming. Everybody's grown. Mel just wants a little distance from Martell. That's understandable. So I hope that can happen for her. But this seems like it's going to be fun. Okay, so y'all know how Tisha is. Now that Kimmy has asked Stormy to come over to the side to have a little talk, Tisha, as insecure as she is, now she's going to feel like that's Kimmy's friend. I could just see that happening. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen, but I can see it because that's how she is. What do y'all think about Kimmy comparing Stormy to Marsha? The gaslighting, the condescending. What do y'all think about that? Because I can't get it together. Like, what is Kimmy doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm really glad Mel, I'm glad she's setting her boundaries for this trip, right? Up front, letting Nell know, I don't want to be grouped up with Martell. I don't want to do any activities with Martell. And if I have to do it 10 times out of 10, she's not going to be there. And I really hope Nell listens, because sometimes I don't think she listens well. Like, she just feels like everything can be okay. Just listen to what she's saying, because she's done with Martell. Marsha is hilarious, right? He said Nell riding that bull. Fletch got a wild one. He said, I get it. Marsha has moments. He's horrible, but he has moments. This house is absolutely beautiful where they are, right? And the Fletchers have a very nice room, and Mel has arrived and still trying to set boundaries. And Martell has walked in. Now I know how y'all gonna feel. Mel could have spoke. Martell came in and spoke. Look, if she didn't want to speak, she didn't have to speak. She gave him the deuces. That means, hey, bye, leave me alone, peace, see you later. It is what it is. Let's keep moving. But Martell little feelings are hurt, because he said it's not gonna bother him about 10 times. It bothers him. Now let's keep going. I'm very proud of Chris. Chris is vocal. He's on a volume of 8. He seems to be having a great time. Like, we love Chris Fletcher. And I like vocal Chris. What do you think about that? Kimmy should have been this vocal, the way she's talking to Maurice in this tone and this cadence, on Fox Soul when they had the interview. Instead of looking like a deer in headlights, she should have been taking up for herself, since Maurice doesn't take up for her. She doesn't feel protected, just like so many times he wasn't using protection. That's a different story. Why would they play this little snippet on here from Maurice talking to Colors King? This is so embarrassing, right? And he further looks ignorant. Let's keep going. Maurice is out here wanting bloggers to give him a public apology for something they may or may not have had right. He should be made to give Kimmy's family a public apology on this television after they played this stupid insert from him talking to Carlos King about Kimmy being admirable and rolling over and pleasing him even though she's going through chemo. He is the worst. The absolute worst. And how is Kimmy able to do this exercise after they just had this conversation? I said I was just going to review the show. Let me get back to it. This apology is not enough. Kimmy's mother needs to be there sitting on the couch next to him. They should have gone on and played the end of the clip when he said that he didn't have bang bang for 6 months because he thought he had AIDS because he was having so much bang bang after he graduated college. I mean, it's out there. They played that clip. They should have played that part too. Postpartum depression. I think if Tisha would just slow down and think about what she's saying, I think her words could come out better. If there's any educators out there, let me know if I'm correct. Because as an educator myself, I feel like if she slows down and thinks about the words, they would come out better for her. Instead of her trying to talk like she doesn't have like an impediment. I'm going on record to say this conversation is stupid that Tisha is talking to Marsha about her having to take a pregnancy test. But the silver lining is Marsha. When she says she knows 3 people who've gotten pregnant and their husbands had a vasectomy, and his response was, did it look like their husbands? Marsha sent me with that one. He can have moments. You know what I'm saying? That was a moment. Marsha said she has 2 masters and a bachelor. She's smart, but the question is that she could be pregnant and by who? Like, I know that this is just something that they're doing to be interesting, but this is actually funny. Baby, when Marsha said that if you were pregnant, then not a pregnancy test but a blood test, and Tisha said, and when it comes back, I will leave you. And when Marsha said, how you gonna leave me when I would have already left you? Marsha, it's your night. If you have to be here, this is how I like for you to show up. Then Tisha tried to sit here and turn around on Marsha, right? Like he said, you took the pregnancy test. He's not set up like that. Tisha, you never should you should have told production that this scene is not going to work for me. Me having a pregnancy test scene, this is not going to end well. It may be good on TV because Marsha may shine a little bit, but this is going to be stupid for me. Ding, ding, ding. Wait, was that Big Ari on that screen? Is that who Nell's saying Kiki called her and said she could come? I'll see y'all next week.